Now, speaking of Bunny Wailer, um, is it true? Is Rastaman coming up strong once more? Are Bunny and Peter going to reform the Wailers with Vision and Junior Brathwaite?
Yes, we're working on that right now. Me and Bunny supposed to be going. Well, I don't know about Junior yet, but I know Vision is with me.
Yes.
That means any form of work that any contribution towards rebuilding this group, see, and to produce some music. Vision is involved.
Are you thinking of it as the Wailers?
Yeah, man.
What happens to the Wailers band then?
The original, the who?
The Wailers band. What happens to Carly and Tyrone?
When the bumbo clad you talk about Carly and Tyrone, man. How you realize? Carly and Tyrone can sing.
Not very well, I don't think.
We don't know of that. See, well, these are things that the world still don't understand.
So you will come back as the Wailers?
As the Wailers, and there has been no other Wailers but I. See, there are lots of imposters in this earth, and to every first there always come a second. See, to every reality always come a fantasy. See, and the fantasy want to come and live the life of the reality, and to say that I am he, that can't work. Because to be a Wailer you have to cry. See, because that's what it means to go through troubles, temptation, see, humiliations and aggravation, police brutality. How much of them ever go through that? How much of them ever been to jail? How much of them ever been humiliated? How much of them ever been executed? See? So a man can come with claims because he was playing with Bob Marley, because Bob Marley was not the Wailers neither. See, Bob Marley was Bob Marley. See, and that's how he wanted it to be. And he had it that way because it was the Wailers before the segregation came with Chris Whitehurst in London 1973. See? And he was the one who agreed or stimulated the thought of having this idea, Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Well, Peter, we have some of your earliest singles here. And your first label, which featured the three hands interlinked on Waylon Solem, is very clearly labeled Bob Marley and the Wailing Wailers. Now that's 6-7 years before Chris and Island. So
Well, that is where it started.
when you set up your own label, whose idea was it to call it Bob Marley and the Wailers?
Well, it must be Bob's idea, because it was the Wailers all the way, and you know that. See? When we went to England, that's where the album came out as Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Now, actually, Catch a Fire and Burning were both released under the name The Wailers.
The Wailers.
And it wasn't until Natty Dread that it said Bob Marley and the Wailers.
No, wasn't it Bob Marley and the Wailers, man. That we was upset.
The repackage was.
I don't know if
But
repackaged
the very first one, Catch a Fire, just said The Wailers. The lighter top said The Wailers. So did Burning.
Well, maybe, but now it is Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Yeah. But my point is, I mean, even here on Lee Perry's sessions, it was Bob Marley and the Wailers. You know? Why now? Why do you and Bunny want to come back and mosh the world as the Wailers once more?
Well,
Come forward, excuse me.
well, for example, the Wailers is still the Wailers, and the Wailers still maintain that spirituality and that potential, musical potential. And not only that, but the Wailers that time, the Wailers today is greater than the Wailers of that time. More progressive, more advanced in both technology and the creativity and our concept of the music. See, because in those times you used to do 2-track, 1-track recording. See, and now we're doing 24 track up to 36 tracks.
Will you tour?
Hmm?
Will you tour?
Will the Wailers tour?
Yes.
Well, Africa.
Africa.
Yeah, man.
Has to be Africa before you go anywhere else?
Yes, Africa or somewhere near going to Africa. That means we are on the way to Africa.
Would that include Europe then?
Well, that could have been,
Yeah.
including us being in a place like that, you know.
So we can't expect to see the Wailers live in the States for any time soon.
Well, we don't know what can happen. Maybe we can pass through here to going to Africa, because that is our final farewell.